Okay, so if we're looking at today's agenda, um, you guys will see in today's agenda that uh, you needed to complete, well, yesterday's assignments if you've not completed those, okay? And then yesterday I posted a video and I went ahead and carried it over, but I'll probably switch this. And it's a video of how to do activity 6. I think we went over that. So anyway, the list for yesterday's assignments were from pages 2 through 4 in the textbook. They were called Los Chicos y Tú Como Eres, Como Son, Dos Jóvenes, and Amigos y Primos. Now, today, okay, you'll see that you have quite a bit, and I've put these with the due dates for them. I put them on the agenda, but we're going to complete them in Savas Realize, okay? So we have a speak and record activity. That's actually due tomorrow, 2 of them, okay? Communication activities, what those are, where it says communication activity 1 and 2, those are listening activities, okay? And then we have guided grammar activity, the verb ser, which is actually due Tuesday. I had it due Monday, but I forgot that Monday is Labor Day. Okay, so I changed it to be due Tuesday. And then guided grammar videos and activities for adjectives, which is also due Tuesday. And that's a folder, and within that folder, you have this bulleted list of activities to complete. They are pretty quick, the majority of these. Okay, it looks like it's a ton, but I think honestly, once we get into it, you guys will um, understand a lot more, okay, once we look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here. If you guys will go to Savas Realize. And I'm going to, I just went to browse and I went to the textbook, to the table of contents, and then clicked on para empezar, okay? Let me double check this. This is the wrong one. Let me see. Como eres tú, I believe is what it is. Okay. So e-text, level 2. And you guys, do y'all have that tab where you can click on the e-text and it takes you to the textbook to where you can look at the book like this? I have a link in Echo. Let me minimize this, where you should be able to. I'll just show you real quick. When you are in Echo, you should be able to access the e-text by coming down here and the bottom where the folders are, and you should see where it says Authentico Dos Student e-text. But I can't, be 100% sure that that's going to pop up like we need it to. So I'm going to go over in the menu and go to the table of contents, because this is where we can annotate and highlight and stuff for the activities that you guys have to do. Okay, so we're on para empezar. Como eres tú? We've already talked about quite a few of these. Go next. That was activities that were already due. Sorry it's taking a while. Let me just go to this and see if it'll. I don't know why it's taking so long to try to load. Okay. So, gramática repaso, adjectives. Okay. You already know that these words describe what you and your friends are like. And let's just kind of review some of these adjectives, if you will. Okay. Do you guys remember alto? Tall. Atrevido. Adventurous or brave. Okay. Bajo. Short. Desordenado. If someone is ordenado, the opposite is desordenado. Organized, and this is unorganized or disorganized. We talked about estudioso the other day. Someone who is studious. Gracioso. Playful or funny, good. Guapo. Handsome. Impaciente. Impatient. Inteligente. Intelligent. What kind of words are these two? Do you remember what those are called? A word that we can look at it and it looks like and sounds like the word in English. You're close. Cognate. A cognate is a word that looks and sounds like something in English. So we have regular cognates and then we have false cognates. These are both regular cognates. Ordenado. Organized. Reservado. Reserved. And then sociable. Sociable. And viejo. There you go. Old. Good. Okay, so they've given you some of these, and then they show you a chart here that normally if that word ends with an O, in order to make it feminine, we would change the O to an A. Okay, and then do you guys remember how to make nouns and adjectives plural? What the rule is? If it ends in a vowel, how would we make it plural? Add an S. If it ends in a consonant, to make it plural, I heard someone, ES. You'll add ES, okay? So notice here, for instance, trabajador. What was trabajador? Hardworking, very good. So it ends in a consonant. In order to make it plural, they added ES. Now, in the feminine form, it is actually trabajadora. So to make it plural, they simply added the S, okay? And then we have joven and jóvenes. Notice that jóvenes, when it was made plural, they put an accent on the O. And there's rules for when you put accents, and that depends on whether whether the word ends in a vowel, N, or S. Okay? If a word ends in a vowel, N, or S, then the stress would typically go on the next to the last syllable. If it ends in any other consonant, then the stress goes on the last syllable. Okay? But if that rule has to be broken, then that's where you see a written accent. Okay? So when we look at the word joven, that ends in a vowel N or S, right? So when I say the word, the stress would naturally go on the first syllable. Joven. But if I'm going to make that word plural, then I would add the accent so that I can maintain the stress on the ho part. Okay, so jóvenes is why we see the accent there. Alrighty? Any questions on that? That makes sense? All right. So then we get into your activities that you guys are going to do. For instance, on this it says, según tus amigos. Según meaning according to. Who are tus amigos? According to your friends. ¿Cómo eres tú? What is ¿cómo eres asking? How are You may not in how are you today, but how would you describe yourself, or how would others describe you? Okay, characteristics that are permanent. Okay, so what are you like? And then they give you some examples. Are you artistic, talented, nice? Okay, so you're going to answer that. Now, if you want to answer this in a complete sentence, if I said, ¿Cómo eres tú? What form would we answer that question in? If I ask a question in the to form, who am I talking to? You. So if I ask you, let me just ask this, Seth, can I ask you a question in English? How old are you? Okay, give me a full sentence. Notice, I asked, how old are you? And he responded with, I am. Okay? So when the question is asked in Spanish, just like this when it says, ¿Cómo eres tú? They're asking you, the to form. Then you need to respond with what form? Yo. Very good. Okay? So does anybody remember the yo form of ser? Soy. So when they ask, ¿Cómo eres tú? Then in your little answer box, you would say, yo soy, and then you give the adjectives to describe yourself. If you're a female, your adjectives, are they going to end in an O? No. You will put an A, okay? So, does everybody understand how to answer these? Look at number 3. ¿Cómo es tu mejor amigo or amiga? Yeah, how is your, what kind of friend? Your best friend. What is your best friend like? Okay, and then you would say he or she is. Okay, now I think all of this you guys should have gone through yesterday, right? Did y'all complete those? All right, so then let's look down here at the verb ser. All right, so the verb ser, it says you learn to use the verb ser with adjectives to tell someone what someone's like. You also used it with de to tell where someone is from, because de means from. Ser is an irregular verb, and then they give you a chart. Guys, who's yo? I. We don't start a sentence with me. We start it with I. You wouldn't say me am tall. We would say I am tall, right? So we have our subject pronouns here. Tú, we've established, means you. Who's usted? It's singular. You. Remember that we had a formal and an informal you? Okay? So this is the formal you. Usted. Who's él? He and ella. Don't start a sentence with her. We say she. Okay? So, who is nosotros and nosotras? We. I don't know. Did you guys study vosotros last year? Okay. We do vosotros in here. Okay? Because when you get to college, you'll likely have to use the vosotros form. So, it's not that bad. And you might as well have the exposure to it. But vosotros is the equivalent of what in the South we like to say as y'all. Okay? But vosotros is only used in a few countries. So Spain, they use it. Argentina, just it's not used a lot. But if you were to go somewhere and travel abroad, and a lot of professors actually will study in Spain. So, important to kind of be familiar with it. Okay, so vosotros is like saying what? Y'all. I just say y'all because it makes me think of Jackie Chan in Rush Hour. Sorry, he was trying to say y'all. Never mind. All right, ustedes. Hey Ethan, help me out. Who's ustedes? Oh man, you said they. Okay, you're very close. Sorry, not. Huh? No. You weren't that close. If we said usted is you, formal, ustedes, You, plural. Instead of saying y'all, we'll say you. Okay? If I were to give a speech, some kind of formal speech, I wouldn't say, you, I wouldn't say, y'all are in for a treat. You are in for a treat. This is such and such, if I'm like hosting something, okay? So think of that as formal you. Who's ellos? Oh, hey, Ethan.
I thought usted was formal you.
It is.
What's the difference between usted and ustedes?
Number, plural. Singular versus plural. Usted, you would use to talk to me. Okay? You don't call me by my first name, right? You're not supposed to. So, you would use usted form to talk to your parents, a teacher, another adult, okay? Or anyone that you do not call by their first name. All right? And then ustedes is simply plural. And that's why you see the S here to show that these are the plural of this. So if él meant he, then we have a bunch of he's together to form ellos, which is he and he and he are, do you start a sentence with them? They. And this is whether we're talking about males only or males and females mixed, okay? But then we have ellas. Who is ellas? They. But that is only to talk about girls, a group that's only girls. So, ellas son dazzlers, okay? If I'm talking about dazzlers or cheerleader, the volleyball team and the girls on the volleyball team, it's only girls, okay? So that's the difference. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to read this paragraph, and it has the blanks numbered, and you would complete this with the correct form of ser in this paragraph. So you're going to look for the subject, and once you've identified the subject, then that should help you to determine which form of ser we use. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. Okay? So, let's look at it. It says, Hola Javier, así son los estudiantes en mi clase de español. Ana María, blank, estudiosa y le gusta mucho leer. What's the subject of that sentence? Ana Maria, which is a person. How many? One. So then what form are we using? I, you, he, she, we, y'all, or they? She. So then we look back up here. The she form of ser is es. And then that's what you would put for the blank here. Okay? Everybody understand how to do this section? All right. Perfect. And they've got the same paragraph here so that you can just type it in the blank. All right. Then you have nationalities, and you'll just read through all of this. Okay. They go through the nationalities of people from these different countries. You have activity 10. And you would answer according to these models and stuff, okay? I don't remember if I gave you activity 12. I don't think I did. Huh? I did? Oh, my bad. Oh, it's a speak and record. Activity 11 and 12. Okay. On these speak and record sections, guys, the best thing you could do is pick out a name, like on 11. So you'd pick a name. Let's say Jose. So the first sentence would be, ¿De dónde es Jose? Okay, that's what you're doing. Instead of saying Teresa's name, you would put a blank, another name in that blank. Guys, where is Jose from? Tegucigalpa. Let me make that bigger. So he's from Tegucigalpa, which is over here in Honduras. Okay. If I wanted to say, ¿De dónde es Jose? You would respond, es de Tegucigalpa. And if somebody is from Tegucigalpa, that's where you would need to go back up here to the nationalities and kind of review those. Okay. Tegucigalpa is Honduras. So for he would be what? How do you think you would sound that word out? Hondureño. Hondureño. Okay. So when I go back over to 12, that's all you're doing. Okay. Is just pick out 3 people. You don't have to do all of them. Just pick out 3 people and put their names in the blank instead of Teresa's name, and then say where they're from and what their nationality is. Okay, just 3. We don't want to keep this going all night. All right. And then it says, imagine that you are from one of the Spanish-speaking countries that's on that map. You're going to ask and answer according to the model. So you would say, ¿De dónde eres tú? Well, you guys pick out whatever country you want to pick out. I would say, for instance, soy de Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is the capital of la República Dominicana. So if I said, soy de Santo Domingo, then the response would be, eres dominicana. Okay? And that's it. Just one about yourself. Okay. I think that I didn't give 13. Then you go into your other activities. Let me go back over here and look at what you've got left to do. I told you guys this was a lot today. ¿Cómo eres tú? Communication. Oh, these are listening activities. Okay. And then for the rest that's due Tuesday, these have to do with the adjectives and the verb ser that I just went through. Okay. So what we'll do is tomorrow in class when we show up, you will come in and you'll just be working strictly on your activities. Guys, if you don't finish by Tuesday, like that's okay. Okay? Don't stress out over stuff. For real. I'm pretty easygoing and flexible. Okay? Internet messes up. My Wi-Fi goes out at least once or twice a day while I'm trying to work. Okay? So like if you're at home and you're working, it happens. It's okay. All right? We get in where we can fit in. Really. Any questions? All right, I'm going to let y'all continue working then.